One moment, folks. Sorry, I was just downstairs getting a cup of tea. Oh, I just had to put the headphones back on. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? Yes, definitely coming through. Yep, Brinson, I'm okay. Just been getting some things done before, the island trip next week. Including making the video for Triclaw for next week. That is scheduled to go. I'm actually quite pleased with how the video has turned out. It's a little bit cheeky. It's a video all about a Reddit comment I got, or a Reddit comment I saw, which I responded to, and then the guy responded to me, and I just couldn't not point out the stupidity of this guy's comment. So it's a bit of a cheeky video, but I hope people take it in a good way. Hello, Tumbleweed and Basti. And yeah, today we are going to get started with, well, building something over here. But I wanted just to show off this. So, if you remember last time, we sort of completed the Psittacosaurus enclosure, and we were doing a bunch of sort of minor decorative stuff. And then we were like, well, I want something to go up here. And I put in this lovely museum structure, combined structure, which I thought was great. But there was a big empty space, and I wanted to do something with it. Well, I have, as you can see. I've created a little seating area. You'll see that this is actually slightly ramped, so it's disabled friendly. And we have got that put in a little fireside seating area out here. But then we've got some nice decking with another disabled access friendly basically seating / viewing area over the river. This just like, taking nice photos of the waterfall, but also just provide somewhere that's, just a nice seating and stuff like that. Tumbleweed, the DIN training center is ongoing, shall we say. In fact, since Tumbleweed has not been here for a while, I'll remind folks what happened. So, but before I do that, let's just decide on something. So I was having a look at this. This was where I wanted to put the Amargasaurus enclosure. But having looked at it, I just am not sure it's big enough. So I'm thinking, do I use this or do I combine them? So do we combine the two enclosures? So we have something more like that. And then maybe do like a bridge or something. Like a viewing bridge or viewing point. Or even just have a fake bridge that goes into the rock. And then make all this area lower than this side. Combine them. Okay. We will combine these enclosures then. I'm going to clear them of all vegetation. Yes, so what happened with the DIN training facility then? To bring Tumbleweed up to speed, but also to remind folks. Basically, I was really struggling in regards to sort of finding motivation, because building that like 100% modular, which is what the plan is, was taking a huge amount of time and effort. And it was kind of... it was just killing my interest in the game. So the idea behind what I've been doing here is this is like we're building a park without any... or with modular building, but less modular and more prefabs. I'm also doing streams where I go back to my campaign maps and I make them look nicer. Again, we're sticking to mostly using prefabs. And the DIN park is something that I will get back to, but once I have DIN stuff to put in there. So there's still some things I want to build for that particular park. It is, I haven't forgotten about it, and it will be built. It's just something that's going to take time. It's I was kind of talking to Eva about this many moons ago, and there was a joke made about you know, it's going to be one park a year as opposed to one park a month, and I think that's a very good point to raise. See, the thing about making this lower down than the rest is it screws up that waterfall. So I think I'm going to have to do something different. Yes, so this park, I was inspired by the guy who made these lovely Norwegian style buildings, or what he was calling Norwegian style. I'm not. I have no idea whether they're truly Norwegian style or not. And I was a bit inspired to use the China map to create a kind of Scandinavian park, if you will. And we're trying to stick with this sort of style of building for all of the prefabs we use. So lots of wood, lots of alpine, lots of Taiga style stuff. That's the plan. What I'm thinking of actually doing is making the area around here slightly taller. So I want to be able to do like the bridge thing over the gap. This water I'd be tempted to... I kind of want to replace it with deep water, to be honest. Sorry, I'm just having a think about a few things. Yeah, I've seen that there's a lot of work going on the Steam page right now. I would suggest, you know, as I always do, take everything with a bit of a pinch of salt. It doesn't necessarily mean anything. It could just be minor stuff. It doesn't definitely mean that a DLC will be coming in the next couple of days. But given that I am going away to Ireland next week, I wouldn't surprise me if Frontier decided, oh, we'll just drop some news on a week where Fletcher can't make any news about any videos about it. It would probably be that case. Obviously, if they do drop news, I won't be able to do anything. I won't be able to make any videos about it until I come back. And by then, the DLC will probably be out, knowing my luck. But it is what it is, you know. Okay, I'm kind of reasonably happy with that. I really don't think it'll be a dinosaur pack. I would expect it to be the Rebirth DLC. I don't see it being anything else. Like, if it isn't the Rebirth DLC, I would be incredibly surprised, because why are they waiting so long to announce the Rebirth DLC? I don't see any reason, basically, to keep delaying the Rebirth DLC. Like, it's not like the film is not out. The film is out. It's not like you're going to spoil anything. So, and we all know that you're going to release a DLC about it. So, I'm at the point where I'm like, just get on with it. Release the expected DLC, and then we can all start coming up with ideas for the next more interesting DLC, basically. Yeah, that Fletcher guy is gone. Our time has come. Quite possibly. Oh, hello, AESR. Yeah, nice to see you about. I haven't seen you in comment sections or such in a while. How have you been? Can I just say, like, that's also another reason why I'm quite glad our YouTube channel is still kind of small. It's nice to be able to have that sort of personal connection to people. Like, you see people show up in your comment sections, and then you can be like, oh, if they haven't shown up for a while, you can comment on that. Like, I kind of like having that ability. I will equally love having a bigger YouTube channel if we ever get to that point, but it is nice to still have the ability to connect to an audience. The game needs more updates before Rebirth has a chance to come in. I mean, see, now Rob, see, this again, personal connection. I know that Rob likes to be quite positive thinking about Frontier and the game in general. And I don't want to sound too negative. But fundamentally, I'm not sure if the updates the game needs to be good are the sorts of things that can be done in this game. Not huge, massive things, anyway. Like, the sorts of updates this game needs to be truly good, I don't think could come from just a quick update. You're talking about stuff like the animal AI and behaviors and the animations of them. And frankly, Frontier doesn't seem to do that sort of thing unless it's a new game. So yeah, they've had occasional new animations before, but I think fundamentally for any big behavioral changes, we're going to have to wait for another game, I feel. That's just my view on that. Busy with work and taxes, and I usually work night shift. Oh, well. Nice to see you anyway, AESR. I'm glad you have been able to catch us. Pterosaurs, so, it was one of the very big criticisms I had about Jurassic World Evolution 2, amongst many, was the fact that they never really seemed to have much thought when it came to the pterosaurs. It was just, oh, we've got pterosaurs now. Bye. That's enough, right? And I felt it was unfair of them that they decided to do a aquatic DLC, but they did nothing for pterosaurs, and I just thought that was strange, to the point of well, why bother having them if you're not going to use them, basically. That being said, the problem... Pterosaurs have a problem, and I think it's a problem... I'm going to be brutally honest here. I think it's a problem that people who like pterosaurs have to accept. Quite a few pterosaur species. The pterosaur species I see mentioned most often these days, they were a lot smaller than most. Things like Rhamphorhynchus that I see get mentioned quite a lot because of its walking with dinosaurs inclusion. It's a relatively in the scale of the game. This low health. What? What is wrong? Now you are fine. Now you are not fine. Okay, so you haven't been drinking enough. Whatever. Your video on modular building has had positive feedback. Yeah, I got a lot of positive... I was actually kind of surprised at how much positive feedback I got on that video, considering my usually comments about modular building did previously get a lot of kickback. So it's surprising. Well, it's not surprising. I could see it happening, but I am glad that people have kind of come around to the idea. But anyway, as I was saying, what was I talking about? Oh, the pterosaur problem. Yeah, a lot of pterosaur species are just really small, and most of the bigger pterosaur species we do actually now have in game. I suppose like the outlier there would be Haplogopteryx, but at this point, I don't see any point in having Haplogopteryx. We have Thanatostragon, and that I feel that's good enough. Until we have a better idea, a better way of displaying, and this has been the problem that this game has always had, and it still remains a problem, and it still remains unfixed. Until we have a better way of displaying smaller animals, and until we have things like path viewing and that sort of thing, there is no point having tinier or smaller animal. You know, if the animal is less than 1.5 meters long, or about 1.5 meters or something like that, there's no point having it in the game. Like, loads of people want ammonite species, and loads of people want things like Anomalocaris for the lagoons. Anomalocaris, maximum length between 60 centimeters and 1 meter long. In that massive lagoon, you'd never see the damn thing. Like, we either have to change the way this game handles scale, or we have to have dedicated things for them. I'm glad, Rob, because again, I know me and you have not come to blows, but I know we've disagreed quite heavily in the past about how negative I can be sometimes. So I'm glad that you didn't see it as too negative. I mean, I was quite careful. You know, I don't hate the modular building. I mean, I use the modular building quite a lot. I just think there's a lot of problems with it, and I just think that I think it's too early for the people who made this game to say modular building has been a success. It's nowhere near a success, and the biggest problem is the complete lack of interaction between the modular building element and the dinosaur elements. I think modular building as a concept is also, as a game mechanic, I don't necessarily think it's a good game mechanic. I have my problems with it from that perspective. But that's a different question to have they implemented it well. And in my view, they haven't implemented it very well. Okay. So, the idea is that we're going to have like a bridge or sort of raised viewing area over this bit. And then we might also have like a raised viewing area here over this bit. But I want to give the this area, which is going to be for the Amargasaurus and whatever else we put in here with them. I want to give them a bit of like an entrance. But I suppose it makes sense for that to be here. And I suppose that makes sense for us to just have a fence running along this side. So in that case, what sort of fence? We don't need anything too big, do we? I mean, something... That's too low. I'm thinking something like this one. Just having a look here. Or maybe this one, actually. I quite like the Roman palisade style, you know, irregular log fence. I think that one will work. You two share a lot of views about modular building. I certainly think modular building has its place. I'm not going to say that modular building is bad. On the contrary, I think modular building, when it's implemented it well, it's a revolutionary game mechanic. Like, just thinking back to my video game sort of experience, it's probably one of the most unique video game mechanics that there has ever been. The idea of giving players complete control over the look of their parks, of their builds. You know, it's you can't ignore that as an advantage. The creativity aspect is massive. My problem is creativity without purpose is I feel that creativity in a video game has to have purpose. I would argue that creativity normally doesn't have to have purpose. Like, you can just create something creatively that doesn't necessarily have a purpose, and that's fine. But I think in a video game, I think it has to have purpose. Otherwise, it's just a box of Lego that looks nice. And unless it interacts with the wider medium, because let's be fair, video games are an interactive medium. These aren't books or films. They only proceed because of a player interacting with them. And that's what I mean when I say that I feel that modular building has to have a purpose. And at the moment, I feel that modular building in this game doesn't interact with people. It doesn't interact with dinosaurs. It doesn't interact with the guests. It doesn't interact with the player enough. Let's call it Jurassic World Devolution. Yeah, it's funny you should say that because I was re-watching my review video and I'm not 100% convinced I scored this correctly. In fact, I think I was being too kind in my review. Hello, Professor X. Or are you the PR department for someone called Professor X? By the way, if you like the looks of any of these fences, these are available on the workshop. They come in a range of heights and sizes and looks with a general theme and specifically specialist sauropod fencing as well, because I have not seen anyone on the workshop ever build something specialist for a sauropod in terms of fencing. So these are deliberately designed to be Brachiosaurus height to provide that little bit of extra security for your sauropods, and obviously the joy that is laser fences for your big carnivores. Oh, just Professor Rex wasn't available. Give me more plants and Rob is happy. Yeah, it's funny you should say about the plants, Rob. I really don't like the fact that we haven't yet got the ability to put down the paleo vegetation in the modular building. And like, you've given us every other type of plant except for the paleo vegetation, and I'm like, why have you done that? I also really don't like that it's still mostly green. Like, I feel we're really missing out on different colors of particular vegetation. Like the flower vegetation, we don't really have many flowers or colorful vegetation. And we don't have anything like silver birch or anything like that, like really differently colored tree trunk types. So there we go. So that's our perimeter fence for the Amargasaurus enclosure. And then the Amargasaurus enclosure entrance will probably be over here. So we'll probably just use this for vegetation and then maybe put some guest facilities down here. Like, we're going to have guest facilities sort of down here and around here. And then this area around here I'll probably just use for natural stuff. I'm actually kind of surprised that we actually have all of this over here to build on as well. I probably don't think I'm even going to do it. I think this build is only going to be using like what is here on this part of the island, and maybe the rest is just going to be empty. Because I don't see any need to fill up maps. I just really don't. So yeah, let's put in the entrance for the Amargasaurus area will be basically be here. And then we'll probably have like a big archway or something over this. We want to prevent the Amargasauruses from leaving over here. So I think it makes sense for us to have another one of these. Oh, yeah, like, that's another problem with the workshop now. Like, people are uploading modded builds to it, and it's breaking it. I honestly, I know this sounds a bit authoritarian of me. I don't think they should be allowing modded builds onto the workshop. What do you think would be the... What would they do to lock that off? I reckon they would just put in piles into the river. Like, they would just put wooden piles in. So, what I'm going to do is... I'm going to put a rock at the end of this. That's too big. That's also a bit big. Yeah, that's a little better. Hmm. And then what we're going to do is edit group. And we're going to copy this. And duplicate them. And then we're just going to pile drive them. We're going to pile drive them into the ground. Actually, see, the problem with doing that is we're going to have them... Okay. We won't do it that way. I'll do it this way. Align to surface. Duplicate. No. Why are we not... Why are we not... Why are we not straight?
That's the question I ask myself every day.
There we go. Yeah, I think that if you do upload something to the workshop that uses mods, I think you should make sure you're saying in the description, built with mods. I think that's perfectly fair. But I also think that Frontier should just stop people from being able to upload to the workshop if they're modding. I think that would solve the problem a lot easier. It looks a little flimsy, but I don't
Seems so, because
dislike that. I think that's fine. I mean, I suppose the other thing would be it can't be too difficult for Frontier themselves to just go, well, if the game detects a modded upload, to just automatically put this uses mods as an automatic tag. But there I go, attributing common sense to Frontier again. You would have thought I'd learned my lesson by now. Oh, at least it's not snowing, it's raining. Goodness me, I don't even think I can pronounce the names of those animals, Chad. Isticulastia? Or Silesaurus, I'm sure I've heard of. What a weird animal that is. It's like a cross between a dinosaur and a dog. And Ischua... I've never even heard of the other one. Let me just look that one up. Ischigulistia. It's a dicynodont. Neither. I would want neither. I don't think either. Or rather, I don't necessarily think they're the best representatives of those groups to have. Especially not when you've got stuff like Placerius or Scutosaurus or stuff like that. Right. Okay, yeah. So that's the line of the Amargasaurus enclosure. I'm quite happy with how this waterfall looks, but I want to just do something different with the rocks, just because I think the way that one had the rocks set up, I just didn't like it. So I really don't like the Minions Allosaurus. I know I've said this many times before, but I'll stand by. I will stick to what I believe. I don't think it's a very good Allosaurus. I just think it's ugly. I also don't think it's a particularly good version as well. Like, I know, you know, artistic liberties and all that, but I just don't think they've even created a particularly good version of it. Say, through taking whatever artistic liberties they have. I do try to avoid my streams being too much building, but, you know, making sure that the rocks are correct is important to me. Because if this work is not correct, then I feel like the enclosure looks bad. I don't want to rock everything, because I do want to give the Amargasaurus places to move around. And also I want plenty of places for vegetation. So I think I'm happy with that. Just having a look. I feel like it's a bit flat. Why are these tools so awful? Thinking putting a couple of rock arches in here somewhere. Maybe put one in there somewhere. We've got some rock arches in here, don't we? Oh, that's right. This was going to be where we had the walkway going across. Where's that? Wrong colour. I think I probably have to build the walkway first and then put the rocks and stuff in around it. I think that's probably going to be the best way of doing it. Oh yes, the death of Chuck Norris. The first big name of the year. But seriously, everyone, be like crossing your fingers and hoping that David Attenborough makes it to June, because then he'll be 100. What sort of style? I mean, obviously, I know this is Scandinavia, but I'm wondering what we should do for the Amargasaurus' enclosure. I have to say, this particular this particular type of biome they have here for the China map, it just doesn't really work very well with doing enclosures that aren't all just the same type. Thinking it would be quite cool to use some of the new Cypress Swamp, actually. Could we have a few more trees, please? I didn't create as many trees as I thought it would. I know that the Amargasaurus eats fibrous cover. So I'm going to make sure there's some fibrous stuff down here for them to eat, just to kind of convince them to come and wander through this place. What do we have here in terms of... I would work with a lot of durian large trees. I don't know what those are. I can't see where this... Okay. It's kind of like around here. There. Then kind of to there. Okay. Just wanted to see where the outline was of this this lump we've given them. I'm going to assume if I ask it to make boulders, it won't. Oh no, it will. They look a little ugly, but... I think there's a bit too many orange in there. I don't mind one or two. That's better. Elafro. I mean, I'm pretty sure Elafrosaurus is a Triassic plateosaurid, isn't it? Or prosauropod, sorry. So... yeah, I'm all for having a prosauropod, but they've got to implement it in the right way. And I mean, I suppose that's my thinking with all... this is... again, this is where I disagree with what Evo said. Evo is of the opinion that the game desperately needs more dinosaurs now, because the modular building has solved the issue of having stuff to build parks with, which I don't agree with that personally. But more generally, she feels that what we're missing now are more dinosaurs, and I certainly can understand why she thinks that, but I disagree. we don't need more dinosaurs. What we need are the right dinosaurs implemented in the right way. Because it doesn't matter how many dinosaurs you add to this game. If they're not implemented well, there's just no point to having them. We've got to have the animals implemented correctly. And that means bringing new mechanics with each dinosaur when they come to the game. You know, prosauropods are okay. I would love to have prosauropods come to the game, but they need to walk on 4 legs and run on 2, and they need to be able to eat from both low and high food sources. If they don't do either of those things, I don't see any point having. Let's get some foliage in here. I quite like using these king ferns. I feel they're quite good coverage plants. Just want to dot stuff around for the moment. Oh, Robert suggested yeah, nice a nice sort of yeah, that type of tree works. Gonna have to adjust that one. And that one. And that one. But for the moment, we will just leave it there. I like it, but I do want to add in some additional colors here. Too big. Still too big. I feel I should probably update my how to do good gardening video, which I did for Evolution 2. I feel like I should probably redo that video for this game at some point. That looks alright, doesn't it? I don't want to say there are too many dromaeosaurids in the game. I find half of them totally uninteresting and ugly. I'd say there's something for everyone. Yeah, but I guess this is where my problem... I mean, I said this about Evolution 2, about people desperately wanting X species and then desperately wanting X species. I feel like you can't build a game like this just by having more and more species. You've got to have the right types. The animals that are in the game have to serve a purpose. A bit like modular building. You know, both modular building and the dinosaurs are, in a way, game mechanics, and if you have the wrong game mechanics, the game goes bad. And that's kind of what I feel whenever I see these people desperately wanting, you know, some dinosaur that I've never heard of or that isn't particularly well known, but, you know, they're going on and on about how it'll be amazing, and I'm like, okay, but would it actually benefit the game to have it in? Like, I feel like just asking for X species to be in the game isn't good enough. I've always maintained that, like, if you want X species in the game, convince me as to why. Like, why should it be there? Because I think after a point, that's what needs to happen. For the benefit of the game, because, like, none of us want a million copies of the same animal. And there are a lot of dinosaurs that are kind of similar to a lot of other dinosaurs. It's why I would kind of not want, say, Chironosaurus. Because it's basically Parasaurolophus. It is basically Parasaurolophus. Why do we need it? Like, I can't see any way of implementing something like Chironosaurus and it be actually, like, have a point. I mean, I would go as far as to say, even if you put Chironosaurus in the game and, like, made it a paleontologically accurate hadrosaur with, like, have it walking around on 4 legs, I don't think even that would be enough to convince me that the game is better for it. There's another tree, right? Yeah, this guy. Actually, that's kind of already pretty much in place. I'll just leave that one there. I think this looks alright. We got, like, some stuff with the wetlands, didn't we? I haven't actually looked at the blueprints that came with it. Lux, wetlands. Let's have a look. What else have we got? Maybe we could put a few of these things down just to... I just want a little bit of theming, nothing like stupidly large. Hmm. You know the problem with the... I'm never one for, like, using, like, abandoned gross structures for theming. I'm all for like ruins of like temples and stuff, but these sorts of structures as theming, I'm was never been particularly like fond of that sort of thing. I think that'll do, in my opinion, for Amargasaurus' enclosure. And whatever else we choose to put in here, of course. I do need to make sure we got some fibrous plants in here. It'll do, and obviously once I put in the pretend viewing bridge across the top, and then have all the other stuff around it, I think it'll spruce it up a bit. I might also have like a viewing log somewhere. Maybe over here. But let's go get some dinosaurs in here, shall we? Right. I really hate the lighting in this bloody mode. You just can't see anything. Okay, let's have a look at the males. So as much as I'm glad the Amarga is back, I think they've done a bad job with the skins. It's a pretty... I think the male skin is pretty poor. They've just... You know how it is. It's the standard frontier, let's just splodge it. And I just really don't... I really don't like it. I would have vastly preferred something with a bit more finesse. But in any case, let's pick an actual color. They've definitely washed out. Look how washed out some of these colors are. These used to be a lot more vibrant, and they've definitely become darker, and I don't like that. You know, it might be boring, but I'm thinking maybe this kind of warm black for the male and that kind of grey for the female. What colors have we got? Hmm. 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 Okay. This is what we're going to do. We're going to have two different males, different colors, but all the females will be the same. So let's pick out the female. So the females we're going to have is this sort of gray. Yeah, that kind of gray. And we'll just give them the black striping, I think. The black stripe or the off... No, we'll give them the off-green stripe. That's our females. Now, 2 males. You can choose the colors of the males, chat. So, obviously, I want one that's going to show up quite nicely. So, we're going to have 2 males, and they will have two different colors. So, that's Rana, Calcarana, Lithobates, Pulcrana, Papurana, and Pelophylax. But chat, I'm asking for you. You, chat, give me your views. You're picking the male ones. Calcarana or Pelophylax? Yeah, those two work well. But, you know, I want you guys to pick. The male has to be fabulous, crazy colors. The one with red on his sails is Chad. So Chad wants a Papurana. Okay, let me just... So there's our 2 females. And there's our 1 male. And the second one, your choice, folks. Rana. I think Rana's a bit close to the Papurana. I mean, not too close. Okay, since no one is picking, I'm going to go with Calcarana. Since it's the green. And the green always looks good on black. Right, let's release our females in here. Can I also just say, I think it's still silly that these guys only come out as in batches of 2, but if you breed them, they come out as batches of 3. Like, you can get more babies than you can in the hatchery, and that just makes no sense. I'm never gonna live that down, am I? That's gonna be... I might have to make that as a short now. It's been a while since I've done a short, actually, to be honest. Now, this enclosure is obviously big enough for more than just the Amargasaurus, so what else do you guys think we could have living in here with them? Ornithomimus? Yeah, Ornithomimus might make a good choice, actually. Oh, how I have missed seeing you guys again. I wish the bloody snow would stop. They are cool. They are just de facto cool dinosaurs. Yeah, stop following the camera. I'm trying to take... I want to have a nice... I want to have a nice screen cap of you. Lighting in this game just sometimes just does not play ball. It's better. I think the chonkiness suits a sauropod, though. There are some animals where I just don't think the chonk suits. The obese ceratopsians come to mind. I wish you weren't quite so buried in these reeds, you two. Where is our other male? There he is. Oh, that's a nice shot. I've just remembered we should probably make sure there's a nest for these guys. Oh, that's the other thing I don't get about these. They use the large nests. Why do they use the large nests when they're not large creatures? I don't get that. These caves don't need a nest. I mean, I know, Chad, but, like, in comparison relative to other dinosaurs, it shouldn't be using large nests. Like, The large nests really should be free for things like T-Rex, Dreadnoughtus, that sort of stuff. Oh, our male is off to go find the females. Okay, Ornithomimus then. Which I think has been my #1 most used animal in this game so far. Like, Ornithomimus has been in a lot of my parks. It is a gorgeous design. I just love the sort of fake iridescence it's got going on. But I do think we need to come up with a new color combination for this guy. Something that's going to stand out from the Amargasaurus. I honestly kind of like the yellow. How does it look with... let's go with... Quite like that combo. I think that works quite nicely. And Chad says 3 males, 3 females. Okay. So let's make the female. So there's our male. There's our female. I think that works. Oh dear. The walk they do is very... It is. It is like they're all catwalk models. I've missed that noise. Should never have ever been cut from the game. Whoever did the final roster choices for this game, if they had suggested cutting Amargasaurus and I'd been in charge, they would have been fired so fast. Okay, so I want the walkway to go kind of this way. And I want it to be... about there. By the way, I'm just... Whoops. I'm just putting this in just so I have a general gist of where it's going to end up. I should probably just put like some pretend spars or something. I do hope they can go underneath this. Oh, the Nigersaurus. It'll be fun when that's back. Okay, come on. Get those ornithomimus in. What do these guys eat? Ground fruit and ground leaf. Oh, the exact opposite. Ah. I'm sorry, but the ground fruit trees just look awful. I really don't like them. Ah, they can walk under here. This pleases me. At least I hope they can. No. See, why don't they use the small ones? Because, like, I feel that they should. I want to try and convince the ornithomimus to come over here to nest. Just in order to definitely prove that the bridge doesn't stop them. Because this game has a weird sense of how the modular building system works. Is that another irritator? Why are you guys having so much trouble staying watered and fed? I mean, there's water and food here. Come on, guys. Yeah, it looks like they can spread pretty much. All over, so I think we're okay. Have we got chunky? We do! We got babbies! We have baby chunkers. Okay, I know I'm not a big fan of the babies in this game, and I generally think that it was used as just a cheap way of going, look, our babies. I'm sorry, but the baby Amargasaurus are so cute. I will kill anyone who harms it. I am now the protector of these. They are adorable. Chunky little boys. Ornithomimus, if you want to breed, you're going to have to walk. Fletcher has feelings. I mean, fair, I guess. Now, I did download a bunch of stuff from the workshop today. Oh, can we not? Why is it that we just can't have stuff organized by the date you? This is just for the lagoon, apparently, but I do kind of want to be able to place scenery in places. And let's have a look. What else have we got in here? Oh, Evo's bridge. Oh, maybe we could use that over here, actually. Okay, we'll get back to that in a sec. Oh yes, I downloaded this cute little seating area, which is kind of what I want to do for like up here. I shall probably make my own one though, just because it needs to be the right shape. But that's kind of like what I was going for. This in this little cutout here is something like that. Now, the rest must be specific to buildings. These are all bathrooms. Oh yes, this... We got a couple of designs of shelter. This was one I downloaded today. I really like this. I think this is going to go well with our... like other similar sort of buildings, if you think about it, next to something like that. Or even next to stuff like what's down here. I think that works. It could almost fit in right there. That is so big. Like, if I hadn't already put stuff down... It just looks so cool. Wait, what if, I downloaded a few hotels. Oh, that's so sweet. That's kind of cute. And then obviously there's a couple of bigger lodges. I grabbed that one as well, which, this one, ooh, I really like this. Ooh. I like this. You know what I'm thinking? You know we were going to put a lift up here, and you see where we've got this fireplace in the middle? I'm thinking I'm going to delete that big round fireplace in the middle, and then have the lift come up to this building. And then that would be, and then this would in theory be like how you've gotten up to this top area. I like that. This is really cool as well. It's a bit more simple, but really cool. I wish there was a better way of organizing all these blasted stuff that you download. I just don't... It's so easy to lose track. Oh, that's interesting. So he's built a version of this. Oh, this has lots of buildings in. Okay. Looks like your living room. Oh, yes, I grabbed a couple of these as well. Oh, that's pretty sweet. I feel like that could definitely go kind of over here. Got another little drink shop there. I did grab this. I really do like this DIN one. Just an alternative to like my DIN one. This is so good. I really like this style that this guy's come up with. Such a cool style. Okay. It's a really sweet little viewing gallery. I really like that. Yeah, I think I picked well with that one. Just trying to remember what else I downloaded today. Nope. None of those. Okay. What else did I get today? Installs. Medium bar, medium restaurants. Oh, the monorail station. I want to check that out. Oh, sort by... Date created. I kind of wanted to sort by date installed. Last updated is probably the best way to go. This is what I don't like about how they've implemented. You know, this is another aspect of the implementation of modular building where I feel that they have just screwed up. Is they can't even get this side of it to work properly. Oh yeah, there was this I wanted to check. Alpine style visitor center. Oh, it's classified as visitor center. That might be why I'm having trouble finding it. But all these are just like, yeah, I not gonna work. Oh yeah, and there was this Alpine inspired amenity 2. Not exactly named very well. I think that's Alpine Dino Encounter. I wanted to check that one out. The workshop feels so sluggish. Science Center. Okay. Oh yeah, and there was the Alpine Juice Shop. I wanted to look at that because I thought that looked interesting. Alpine inspired balloon tour. Okay. So let's have a look at. Oh, I think I downloaded Jurassic Tour. That looks. I really like that. Interesting. And then there was the Alpine Bridge. He's connected it directly to that. Okay, that's a weird way of doing it. Didn't think I downloaded anything from that. No. Alpine inspired. Wow. Oh. Interesting design, but that roof execution needs some improvement. There are some... That needs some columns to be put in there properly. And then this one, which... Again, I like the general gist. Does need some plants, though, put in here. Didn't grab any zip lines. I don't consider the zip line a good attraction. The Alpine Dino Encounter. You know, I don't dislike that. I think that looks alright. It's simple, but it works. So not response facility, maintenance facility. I did go and get an Alpine one. That's pretty cool. I like that, actually. I really like that. I just hope he's done the roof properly over here, because otherwise they won't be able to get through. So I really hope he's done the roof for this properly. Veterinary, there is nothing new in there. Staff center, nothing new in there. The arrival point, nothing new in there. Control center, there was nothing new in there. Oh, right, here, the Alpine stuff. Good God, this is massive. Wow. Oh, look at that. He's even... what? 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 I praise the ingenuity of trying to turn that into a mosasaur. Okay, there's actually quite a few inventive dinosaur skeletons in here. Okay, we might have to put this down. I want to have a look around this. I really like the outside. I like this. How's he done it? How has he done that? Hang on a minute. How has he done this? Square floor. Oh, I see. He's put a powder panel down to make it look blue. That's an interesting idea, actually. Yeah, the outsides are nice and decorative. Let's go in, shall we? Oh wow! Look at these. Where did he get these bookshelves from? Hang on a minute. I need to check this out. How has he built the bookshelves? Oh my god. Every single one of those is a separate piece. Oh my word. The sheer quantity of pieces. Oh god. That's a bit of a waste of piece count, if I'm honest. It looks great, but no one's gonna see it. I'm gonna have to put it at nighttime to see what's in here. There we go. I'm not sure what dinosaur that's supposed to be. I think it's clear that he's taken a few artistic liberties. Ooh. But yeah, that's a lot of piece count being taken up there. Such a... You know, I probably couldn't do much better trying to make a Triceratops, but that is so derpy. Got the Brachii in here. Oh, and then this thing is the actual visitor center that he's attached to the back. So most of this is just building. Oh, I mean, it's whoops. It certainly looks great. And I mean, I bet you the piece count for this is enormous. Yeah, nearly 5,000 on the piece count. That is a really high piece count. I don't think I've got any buildings that come close to that. Let's have a look at the other one. That's really cute. I really like that. Nice, simple external structure. Plenty of detail on there. It looks really pretty. And I don't think there were any other... Oh yeah, there was the little Alpine Science Center. Which could just be any building, really. This little Botanical Gardens one I actually really like. That's very cute. Yeah, I don't think there was anything else. Yeah, some good new buildings in there. Some I think I'm definitely going to use to fill up some of this space here. And up here, obviously. I kind of want to I'll focus for the moment on getting like enclosures built and big bits of scenery built, and then after that we'll fill in the space. But like I say, I think my park is literally only going to be everything you can see in this, like, this view here. That'll be it. I don't think I'm gonna use the space over here or over here at all, because I think this is enough space for a park, personally. And with modular building elements and stuff, I just think this is fine. Anyway, it is 11 o'clock here, so it is time for me to head off. And like I say, I will now not be back until... well, towards the end of the month now, since me and Dane are flying out on Sunday evening. So I hope all of you have a really good night, and I hope you all have a really good week. And I look forward to telling you all about Ireland when I come back. And yeah, don't forget, there is a video on Wednesday. I don't know if Fallout's going to do a stream on Wednesday, but keep an eye out for that if he does. And yeah, I will see you guys after my holiday. I hope you have a good night. Don't forget to like the stream. Stay safe. And goodbye.